Today's First Alert afternoon weather update is brought to you by Lockhart Roofing.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here live for our 2 p.m. First Alert weather live stream. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, you can head over to our Facebook and YouTube channels at WNEM TV5, and there I'll try to read any of the comments you do have. I'm actually pulling up those comments right now on one of our side monitors, so if you do have any questions, I could try to answer those to the best of my ability. I do apologize if I miss your question. I don't always have the time to look over there to the side to see those questions, but I try my best to when we get through these streams. As always as well, head over to our website, WNEM.com. There you can get the latest local news, sports, and weather, and you can also watch our live streams there on our live streams tab. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining me. We start this off looking outside. This is our Birch Run camera showing some cloud cover there. Definitely more clouds than sun, but the sun is trying to peek through here on our Wednesday afternoon. That will continue to most likely be the trend here over the next few hours into at least through the rest of the afternoon into tonight. Is definitely this mix of sun and clouds and then clear skies and clouds. Definitely seeing more cloud cover today than maybe what we saw over the previous few days. As always, I want to look out across the region, starting off up to the north. This is the Mackinac Bridge there north of us. It's actually showing less cloud cover, more sun. So if you're heading up north, you're definitely going to see more sun as you travel farther north through this afternoon. That may end up reaching us at times here later today, but again, lots of sunshine for today. And I wanted to also take a peek out just a little bit of a warmer location outside of the state of Michigan. This is Clearwater, Florida, looking like they're having a nice sunny and probably warm day, I imagine, there in Florida. I think probably a lot of us, I'm hoping that we were like this right now, but obviously we're getting more fall-like temperatures out there, so if you're someone that's looking for that fall-like weather, you're definitely getting that right now. We take a look at our sky tracker. It's just really showing that mix of cloud cover in the sky. Definitely seeing sort of two layers right now, sort of an upper layer of clouds. That is more towards 127, but even now as you move to the east, you're seeing that upper layer, and then sort of closer to the surface, sort of those popcorn clouds trying to develop. Somewhat what we're seeing on our camera, like the Birch Run camera. So definitely seeing those two layers fighting off any of that sunshine that could be trying to shine through at this point in the afternoon. And again, fall-like temperatures across the board. It's mid to upper 50s with lower 60s. Our average for this time of year is in that lower 60s range, 61, 62/63. So many areas really close to average, maybe just below average for some locations. Saginaw at 59, you have Flint at 57, then you have our shoreline cities to the east there, all at 55, Port Hope, Harbor Beach, and Port Sanilac, all at 55, Caseville at 58, then you get up to the north, Standish, Gladwin, Clare, 61, Midland also sitting at 61, and then you have our northern cities, West Branch at 56, Holton Lake also sitting at 55. Dew points, not much of a factor. Cooler air, giving us some drier air, upper 30s, lower 40s. Definitely not feeling any of that moisture in the atmosphere as you're getting out and about here in the 2 o'clock hour. In terms of winds, it's mostly out of the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour, so not too bad for winds. It may get breezy at times. That's especially as we head into the weekend. If you have any plans for outdoors as we head through Saturday and Sunday, just be prepared. We're definitely going to be looking at gusty conditions as that low pressure system that we've been talking about looks to approach the state. Will also give us a rain chance. I'll have more details on that in just a little bit, but for now, again, winds mostly out of the north at 5 to 15 miles per hour. As we get through the rest of our evening, winds will again stay at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and temperatures will look to stay in the 50s through about 9 p.m. That's after sunset, holding on to those 50s, and then by about 10 to 11 p.m., we do see a drop in our temperatures, and we'll continue to drop as we get through the night. We'll be back into the lower 40s and upper 30s, even colder than that some areas as we look to the north through the night. That's what we're going to look at right now. Our low is 4 tonight. It's lower 30s to the mid 30s, a little bit warmer down to the south. You may even catch a few 40s in our shoreline cities, but we just have some cooler air starting to move itself in as we get through really today into tonight, and that's what's giving us those lower 30s in areas like Houghton Lake at 30, West Branch at 32, Gladwin at 32, Standish at 33 will be areas that could see some frost. Now, you won't see frost advisories, especially for our northern counties. The National Weather Service in Gaylord has highlighted the end of growing season, so no more frost or freeze headlines through the rest of the season. Obviously, we're getting to that time of year. We're eventually going to have some snow on the ground. Don't need frost advisories when that happens. Down to the south, we haven't quite heard from the National Weather Service in Detroit if they're going to signal the end of growing season quite yet. So we'll see if they end up issuing frost advisories for our southern counties for tonight. I think it'll be a good signal. If they don't, that might be that they're signaling the end of growing season for this time of year, but still a few counties that definitely could see that advisory issued for tonight into tomorrow. Now, speaking of lows for the next few days, we end up sitting a little bit warmer over the next couple of days. You get 40s for Thursday night into Friday morning. Then as we head into Friday night, actually a return to the 50s, and that'll be something we can see through Saturday night. Then that low pressure system rolls in late Saturday into Sunday. That does pull in some colder air, brings us back closer to average for this time of year with those mid to lower 40s for Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night. And then by Wednesday of next week, it does look like we're back into the upper 30s. Carol says, so not ready for this upcoming weather. I know a lot of people really were hoping we'd hold on to that sort of summer-like weather that we've been lucky to see over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we're in Michigan. It's getting to that time of year. Again, our average high temperatures are in the lower 60s. So luckily, we're right at that. We're not seeing a huge drop right away. Obviously, you get some years where you get a low pressure system like we had this weekend, and it totally flips our weather. So I think it's a good thing to see. We're not seeing that total flip into sort of late fall, early winter weather. We're sort of getting a gradual shift into that weather. I think most people can appreciate that. Especially this time of year where you could start seeing snow chances by the end of October. Now, I did want to preview the weekend real quick for anyone that is just joining, or maybe they had to go run some errands and can't catch a little bit later in the stream, but weekend forecast does show we do have a rain chance. Looks to be late Saturday. We'll see how this sets up. There's still been some questions about timing when it comes to rain for this weekend. It looks like Friday also holds a rain chance. So definitely something that we'll have to answer over the next couple of days. But I do think evening and night Saturday definitely holding a rain chance, and that carries over into Sunday. Definitely sort of a cool down as we head through the weekend with that low pressure. Again, I just mentioned we have colder air usually follows. It is going to follow that low pressure system, and we're going to see a drop from the lower 70s on Saturday to the lower 60s on Sunday. And again, those rain chances there, and it will be pretty breezy through the weekend. Saturday, a south-southwest wind at 10 to 15 with gusts up to 25, and then Sunday, a northwest wind at 10 to 15, gusts up to 25. It could be higher than that. We're not going to count out wind gusts up to 30 to 35 with this system. Just going to matter, I think, location of that low as it moves through could determine our winds. It also will determine our rain chances, and just about everything for your weekends, all going to be influenced on where that low pressure system exactly sits as it moves through the region. So quickly, I am going to take a break right now. Once we come back from that break, I am going to look at highs for the next couple of days. We're going to be looking at those winds, just overall all the weather that we could see as we head towards the end of this week into the weekend and beyond that. So make sure you stay right here. I will be right back. Well, welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here, and we're going to start off looking at our highs for tomorrow, and we can see it's right at average for this time of year. It's mid to lower 60s, a few upper 50s in our shoreline cities. As you look out to the west, it does warm up just a little bit. You have Clare, Mount Pleasant, both at 64, Alma at 66. It's going to be, as you head out west, just a little bit warmer for our Thursday. If you have travel plans out to Grand Rapids, or even just maybe going out to Lake Michigan to start winterizing any the boats or maybe homes you have out there, definitely a day where it's going to be a little bit warmer on the western half of the state, but not by much, only a few degrees as we get through our afternoon on Thursday. Now, I did want to highlight winds as we get through the next couple of days. Starting off this afternoon, you may catch a wind gust up to 15 to maybe 20 miles per hour. That's mostly out to the east. We're talking Sanilac County, eastern Huron County, Lapeer counties. Looks like everywhere else in mid-Michigan, you're definitely looking to be on the calmer side for winds. As we get through the night, stays calm. That will be something we see as you're waking up for your Thursday morning here at 8 a.m. Winds mostly out of the north at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And that continues to be the trend for our Thursday afternoon. Then by Friday, we start to see probably the first signals of that low pressure system in terms of winds. And it's going to start to pick up just very gradually. This is Friday at 6 a.m. 15 mile per hour wind gusts, definitely a possibility, more widespread. Into the afternoon, it's wind gusts up to 15 to 20, maybe 15 to 25 miles per hour. So a little bit stronger of winds as we get through the night Friday into Saturday morning, still sitting at right around 15 to 25 miles per hour. So definitely breezy as we're getting through Friday night into Saturday morning. And then as we head through the weekend, this is where we start to see our strongest winds for the next couple of days. This is Saturday at noon. Wind gusts from the south up to 25 to possibly 30 miles per hour. So you're definitely going to notice it. If you're going to be outdoors this weekend, you're definitely going to feel it. You're definitely going to see those trees blowing in the wind as we get through the night Saturday. Still stays right around we'll say 20 to 25. And then into Sunday, that's where we really start to see that low pressure system show itself to the region. Winds as you're waking up Sunday morning up to 15 to 25 miles per hour. And again, I'm not counting out some wind gusts up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. Then as we get into Sunday afternoon, that's where winds could pick up even more. Again, it's going to be dependent on exactly where that low pressure system sets up. Actually, we can see where that low pressure is on this model, weather model. It's right about here is where we're seeing that low pressure system. So pretty close to mid-Michigan. That's why we're seeing this weather model suggest wind gusts up to 35 to 40, maybe 45 miles per hour. If it moves a little bit north, that may will end up influencing exactly how strong of winds we could see into the weekend. But be prepared for Sunday afternoon to be a breezy one, to be gusty. If you have any Halloween decorations outside, which I know a lot of people do, if you're driving around, you're seeing those decorations. Make sure those are in place as we head through the weekend, because there will be a chance they could get blown away as winds start to pick up. Obviously, you'll have more leaves in the on the ground as trees are starting to lose them. We're starting to see that color change with that drought. You may start to lose them a little bit earlier. So you get these winds up to 25 to 35 miles per hour, and even stronger than that. You definitely have that chance of having more lawn work as we get into the new work week next week. Get those rakes ready if you have the chance as we get more and more of those falling to the ground. Now, back to Friday, I did want to highlight maybe a little bit warmer temperature, similar to what we had last week. We had our coolest days on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we got to Friday and Saturday, and it actually ended up being pretty nice. You're looking at 60s here, mid to upper 60s for Friday afternoon. And again, Saturday is going to hold lower 70s, so a little bit of a warm up. But again, we'll have that system move in for our Saturday night into Sunday, and that will flip us back into that sort of fall-like pattern we've been seeing, especially in a day like today. Now, looking at our hour by hour, it is showing us we're going to continue to stay dry today. Actually see probably clear skies into this afternoon. We'll stay clear for our Thursday morning. You actually have some sunshine as you're heading off to school, work, or whatever you might be doing on a Thursday morning. And then as we head into Thursday afternoon, we start to see some cloud cover filter into the region. Not totally overcast, but enough you'll notice it as you're getting out and about. Then Friday, this starts to show maybe our first chance of rain. Again, still some questions maybe about timing for Friday, but right now it looks like we could get sort of a line of rain move itself in from the west to the east. This looks to be early in the morning on Friday, and then by about midday should be out of the region, and then we'll have a drier Friday afternoon. So looks to be drier conditions for Friday night lights or just anything you might be doing on a Friday afternoon. Then we get to Saturday. That looks to be our next chance of rain. Again, with this low pressure system that starts to approach us as we get to Sunday. Now, as we take sort of a wider look at that rain chance, it does look like as early as 2 p.m., midday on Saturday is when we could get our first chance of that weekend rain. Again, just like normal, what we've been seeing with weather models lately is there's just maybe a timing disagreement. Some models have it a little bit later in the day. Some have it right about midday. So that'll be something we have to sort of fine tune here over the next couple of days is what is the exact timing of this system as it moves into the state. But I think probably midday Saturday into the afternoon and evening Saturday, that's going to be prepared, have the umbrella if you're going to be outdoors. Obviously, people are going to want to go out the pumpkin patches, get some apples, cider, and stuff like that. Fall-like activities, you may be dealing with some rain chances. And that rain could continue, again, through Saturday night into Sunday, maybe more consistent through Sunday than what we see for Saturday. But again, still some question marks about the exact location of that low, the exact timing of that low pressure system that, again, we will have to just sort of sort out here over the next couple of days. I think if we can trend like we did the previous weekend where by about Thursday to Friday, weather models do start to agree a little bit more. That will give us a good idea for anyone that has plans. And then by Monday morning, that low pressure system moves itself out of the region, and we look to have drier days for next week. Now, I did want to quickly highlight Wednesday is the day the Climate Prediction Center does update their weekly forecast. This is for next week. So if you have any plans, it does look like right now they're holding higher chances of seeing above average temperatures. Now, things can change. This has been the trend over the last couple of weeks. You may throw a few average days in there, but I want to remind everyone, averages are starting to fall into the upper 50s. So temperatures in the mid to lower 60s, still above average. So just because you're seeing that bright red starting to show itself in areas of pretty much all across the eastern half of the country, doesn't mean we're going to see 70s and 80s. It just means we're going to be above average, which could be mid 60s for this time of year. If you're heading out to the west, it's below normal temperatures looking likely for them. So look to be on the cooler side. I know I have a few friends out there on the west side of the country, and they've been getting more rain chances, a little bit cooler, something they can enjoy, especially after they have such a warm last couple of months. Now, looking at precipitation chances for next week, the lower peninsula looks to be equal chances of being wetter or drier. We'll see how things play out. Again, that rain chance for the weekend doesn't count on this one. We'll see how things develop midweek. I think we probably will have some more chances to the end of next week, but we'll have to see how things play out. But most of the country is seeing either above normal precipitation chances or that equal chances of being wetter or drier. It'll be something we just have to watch as we get over the next couple of days for that rain pattern. Obviously, we need that rain. We'll have the drought monitor update tomorrow. I don't suspect we'll see much change, maybe a few small tweaks here or there, but long-term wise, really don't expect much in terms of improvement on that drought monitor, as we just really haven't had a good enough rain to help us with that drought. We have had some rain. I just don't think it's going to be enough to really fight off that severe drought that's been growing across mid-Michigan. Now, before I end the stream, we're going to take a look at our 7-day forecast where, again, 50s up to the 60s, and then the 70s by the time we hit Saturday. You're back to the lower 60s on Sunday. And in terms, again, of those lows, we can see definitely the coldest night is going to be tonight. Again, lower 30s to the upper 30s. That's where you'll have that frost chance as you're waking up Thursday morning. And then after that, it's 40s and 50s through our weekend. Even with this drop down in temperatures, I think we should still be warm enough to avoid frost into next week. And in terms of rain chances, again, our best rain chance looks to be Saturday into Sunday. So hopefully that can continue to be the trend especially for those areas that need that rain. But I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, you can head over to our Facebook and YouTube channels at WNEM TV5 News. You can watch us on Apple and Roku TV. You can catch a bunch of content on those. You can head over to our website at WNEM.com. There's a weather tab, there's a sports tab, news, and there's obviously our live stream tab there as well that you can catch all of our content on, including these live streams at 2 p.m. and any other content that we have going up on there. Again, thank you for everyone for joining me here today. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day and hopefully can enjoy the fall-like weather that we have going into our weekend.